So the other day, after rinsing off my bike after a ride, I bumped it around a little to get all the excess water off, and then I heard a noise. It seemed like one of the pivot bolts on the rear shock had a little looseness to it. So I loosened this bolt and saw a bearing. There's two bearings, one on each side. I checked them and they are done. Then I loosened all the other pivot points as well, and I found two more sets of bearings that are also finished. So then my idea was to remove the bearings so that I can take them to a local bearing shop and they can order me or provide me with new bearings. So I didn't get this on camera because I didn't think it was going to be such a big job, but I struggled. Thanks to my new bearing press tool set that I ordered from Temu, I managed to make a plan with some spacers and I got most of these out that I struggled with. So there were 3 bolts and there are 3 sets of bearings. I took them to the bearing shop and I ordered them and they arrived. So I fetched them yesterday. So for this video, I would like to press these bearings back into place. Using the bearing press tool that I have, and seeing that it was such a difficulty to remove the bearings, I figured this time when I press them back in, I'm gonna get everything on camera and I'm gonna share it with you. So let's do this. So this whole rear triangle is now loose from the rest of the frame. So here is one of the pivot points that gets a bearing. Here is another, and then on this joint over here. So first we're going to do some prep work. We're going to clean the areas, and then I'm going to put in a slight layer of copper compound, and then we're going to start fiddling with the bearing press tool set. Okay, we're going to start with this one first. This one has got a bigger bearing on this side than on the other side. So it's this bolt, and we've got 2 different sizes of bearings. So let's find them and squeeze them. Okay, just to make sure, that is that one and that is that one. I'm just gonna put a very thin layer of copper compound on the inside where the bearing goes. That just feels a lot better. Okay, now we just have to make plans with the sizing. We're gonna be needing this guy for the pressing in of the bearing, but now we must figure out what spacing we need. So I already know that this is the one that fits in there, the 6801. You can see this one has been used. You see it fits perfectly to this bearing. So now I need to find spacers that goes in between here so that when I press from this side that I don't squeeze these 2 arms and maybe snap this thing off. That is the issue that I have. Wait a minute. That is awesome. That means this will fit in there just about. Take this, thread it through. Oh wow. Now I have to get this guy in. Okay, let's do it. Oh wow. Until it stops, I guess. There we go. And loosen. There we go. First bearing is in there. So I didn't know the last time when I removed the bearings that I could remove that threaded rod. Now that makes things a lot easier. So let's carry on. So for this bearing, it's a smaller one. This is the 6800. You see that makes perfect flushness. So let's do that one. That's it. In she goes. Okay, so this one is done. This is basically the same situation, only with bigger bearings. So I'm going to find the correct spacers for those bearings quickly. So it is supposed to be these guys. That one. Yep, that's the bigger one. Now for the spacers. So looking for the correct spacers, luckily these guys have certain sizes on them, and with the bearings that I ordered, it's got a size on as well. So it says 802. Here is an 802 sucker. Let's see. Yes, that is the correct one there. And then the other one is an 803. We've got an 803 over here, and perfect. This is going swimmingly. Spacing is just gonna work. Okay, let's go for it. The last pivot point, the bearing is going to be a lot easier because it's not the same like you have to battle with spacing. This one you just press it in. This one, however, had this little spacer in the middle, and the bearing on the other side. So the one side gets one of these, and she goes through, and then the other one on this side it's the angle of the wangle. Okay, all the bearings have been pressed into place. Now what? Okay, so next we're gonna put in the pivot bolts. Notice that we've got spacers on the inside, or washers, that are different sizes. This smaller one cannot go past this point where this one can. So there's obviously only one way to put them back. This specific one is for this pivot right over here. I'm going to take some copper compound and put it onto this little spacer so that it can stick into the frame. I see inside the frame there's like a space where this can go. If I use the copper compound, I can stick it in there and hopefully it won't fall out when I try to stick the bolt in. Let's try this. So far so good. So both the spacers are sitting there using the copper compound as a sticking mechanism. Okay, let's try this. Oh my god, glorious! So before putting the bolt in, I'm just going to put some nut lock on the removable type, because we might need to remove it again one day. Next, we're going to do this guy over here, but we need to put this little bracket back in place. At the same time though, there is no place for these washers to stick onto, so you're gonna have to guide it as you do it. I need to get these washers to stay there. Slide this over ever so gently and then get the bolt in. And here lies my dilemma. Wait. Well, we are there. Well, not exactly, but that's it. There we go. Okay, so this one is next. Also note that there's a square type hole over here, and you also have like a squared out piece on the bolt here, so you're not supposed to be able to mess up on this one. Yep. Okay, so now only the shock that needs to go back into its place, but I'm going to clean the shock properly because I've got access now. Okay, the bearings were replaced, all the pivots are back. I just need to put the cranks back on, loop the chain back in, and then the bike is done. So I managed to replace the bearings for the pivots, and then I succeeded to put back the pivot bolts. Can't really feel the difference, but I took it out on a ride and well, there's no issues. So another job well done, and I can't wait to do the next one. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.